Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up? What is up? And welcome into Pregaming here at Sports Money, Monday to Friday. Today is a Tuesday. Happy post-Memorial Day weekend for everybody out there. I hope you enjoyed it, had a good time, got the grills going, spent that time with your friends and family, made some money, maybe played some horseshoes, tossed some cornhole, whatever it is that you did out there with the holiday. Hope you had a good one. We're in it. We're back. We're ready to attack. I was away for a few days. I'm ready to get back into it here. A lot different being in front of all of that tool, technology, and equipment that we use to make informed winning bets. And missed it. Missed it there. Just trying to do it all off of one said little device. Although these things can do a lot, can't do it all. They can't give me 3 screens where I control information and see what I want to get involved with from a game perspective. But that's okay. That is okay. We're into the summer, the unofficial kickoff of the summer being Memorial Day. And here we go. We're down to just a few games left in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA, in the NHL. Same thing in the Eastern Conference Finals out there, NBA and NHL. We got a little East-West action going on tonight. We're going to talk about that Knicks and Pacers game. Pacers leading that series 2-1. We're going to talk about the Dallas and Edmonton game. Edmonton leading that series 2-1. We got a whole bunch of baseball on deck. And I just realized I got to add this spot for you guys. I already took it. Let me find it. It's going to be a second of typing. That much I know. Well, it's going to be more than a second. Hang on. Just bear with me. Matter of fact, we might as well kick the show off with this. I did drop a play out there in the post section for our silver and gold members. So again, appreciate you guys rolling with us here. Appreciate all of our members. And certainly want to give back to those that do give to us. So much appreciated. Bear with me. Bearing with me. It's funny, you just go away for a couple of days, you get all out of rhythm. Probably don't want my 10-leg parlay. That's probably not the one you want. Maybe you do. I don't know. If I win on it, I'm sure you'll want it. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do this. And the big thing that we're going to do here tonight is a live stream. My guy Sharpie will be joining us. He is off of work this evening. So he said, hey, you want to go live? I was shooting the Balking Dead with him earlier today. And I said, hell yeah, man. What else? What else are we doing here on a Tuesday night? I mowed my 10-foot high lawn. Took me a couple hours to do it. I got nothing but time this evening to go out there. I already hit my duty free up. So I'm restocked and ready to lock. Speaking of lock this parlay on in there for you guys. We'll kick the show off right like this. Normally we go through the recap, the reminder of the thumbs up, the comments about the comments post show out there. And then we get going with our best bets from the chat. We will do all of that. But you might as well get this one in. Some of these games are going to pop off early. That's why I sent that earlier game out there. But we're going to take Toronto team total under 3.5 against them Texas Rangers. The White Sox team total under 3.5 Against them, New York Metropolitans. We've got Bryce Harper over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. That's what the HRR means. We're going to go take advantage of Max Meyer. Max Meyer, the starting pitcher for the Miami Marlins, over 4.5 Ks for good old Max. And then Andre Palante will close us off, the St. Louis Cardinals pitcher, looking to bounce back with over 3.5 strikeouts as well. Just under 15-1. It's an official play for me. It might as well be an official play for you. That's how we're going to kick this show off. A little post Memorial Day gift out there. It's the old hot dog past the holiday, if you know what I'm saying. So let's go. I hope, again, you guys all enjoyed your long weekends. I hope it was a long weekend for you guys. It's so funny driving around in Canada on a Monday, and you see the school buses, the postal guy, everybody's working like it ain't no thing but a chicken wang. And it was a fun couple of days. That is for sure. I can't even begin to tell you half the things I did because I don't remember half of them. So that's all. That's all we will have about that. But I do remember this. We make money betting sports. It's Tuesday. We got a full schedule of sports to bet. So we might as well get to it. Let's get her going out there. And a reminder, we will have a contest. I've got to finalize 2 pieces of it still. I was going to launch it today, but look, we're going to live stream tonight. So it's only right that we spend time getting it tight, getting everybody ready to roll and getting everybody into the know. So probably going to start like next week, I think. I think it's going to start next week. So we got time. We got plenty of time. There's always time, but there's never enough time, especially when it comes to the 6 o'clock hour. Of course, you know by now, Sports Money, the home of the morning steam. Kick your day off. Be the first to know. All your friends, your family, your coworkers are going to be waiting to hear from you to say what's going on out there in Vegas. Where are the sharps betting? And that's our guy, Ramon Scott, kicking you off the early looks on the steam action. What happened overnight? What happened when they first wake up? All that important stuff. And then you come back here at 6 p.m. for pre-gaming. We wrap the bow up on the sports betting card, finalize the sports betting card, go put that ticket in, and let's see if we can't get that cash. So that's what we're here to do tonight. We leverage trends, angles, line movement, cash flow splits, injury reports, the way the wind is blowing, if it's there, bobblehead night, and anything else you can think of to try to come up with those edges that have helped us continue to cash and smash these bookies on a regular basis. So it is that time. You know the deal. 2 things you can do to help grow this show the most. The first is smash that thumbs up button. In show, thumbs up. The second is to become a professional disruptor with us. We want to disrupt this YouTube thing called an algorithm. And we do that by commenting post-show, whether you have a play you like, a play you're tailing, play you're fading. You want to give somebody a shout out. You want to put a thumbs up in the chat with the thumbs up emoji. So be it. Post-show, thumbs up buttons. In-show, thumbs up buttons. Post-show, comments. Let's take the time, close that chat box, smash that comment, pop that. I'm all out of sorts. Hit the thumbs up button. You know what I'm saying. It is that time. I'm going to leave the parlay on the screen for you guys. Tell you guys what, tell you a little secret. Right is left on the screen. I got fucking zapped with a bug, like right there. And it's slightly itchy, and it sucks being out in the wilderness. But it is what it is. Get your pen and paper out. It is time to write this action down. We have a full night of bets here in front of us here. Lots of great things happening, too. I'm going to give you the short, sweet, and to the point live stream. Probably run from about 7 to 9 tonight. So we're going to get in, have a couple drinks, and then get out. It is the start of the week, so we want to give you guys time to get back to the things you have to do, but still action all night. It starts right here. Write these plays down. Let's talk about them. Put them in the chat as well. The best damn chat in the universe as far as I am concerned. I think it's a fact. I mean, nobody cashes more on a regular basis than you guys. We've been working together for almost 2 years now, developing this thing. They argue, they debate, splits, trends, all this other stuff. We've been doing it. We've been using it. And that's why we've been winning on a regular basis. So let's get to it. Let's see what you guys have going on out there in the chat. Jover's going to be commenter numero uno. And he's got the Braves and the Phillies over 9 tonight. I scratched that game. My heart and soul tells me Philly should smack them boys. But minus 110? All right, I guess it's moved a little bit. Doesn't that just seem a little sus? A little suspect. Minus 110. All right, Jover's on the over. Let's go. Redbeard's up in here. Redbeard says Halliburton over 30.5 points and assists. Obi Toppin over 3.5 rebounds. The Pacers to put it on them at team total over 110.5. Cubs money line, Mets money line, parlay. Little same game parlay action with the exception of the Cubs and the Mets. We got it at Hard Rock Bets. Shout out to Robert McCormick. Our guy Gerald Jones is in the house. He's ready to roll. Minnesota Twins minus a half in the first 5 plus 110. He's rocking a 48-40 record for you guys to see in the day, in the flesh, in the person. Let's go. Jay Main's here. So what up, gang? Old E wants to secure the package. And there's Sancho. It's good to see you back, Mikey. Yeah, brother. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I was always planning on making it back. You never know what happens. Beautiful country. Beautiful country. Won a fishing. I'll tell you what. I literally won everything up there. Literally. Every game at Cornell I played. Every game at Euchre I played. We even did a fishing derby. I won that son of a bitch too. How about that? I lost one game at Cornhole the entire time I was up there. One. It was fun. Didn't play a ton. We had a lot of shit to do, but it's good to be back, Sancho. Pacers, Braves for Sancho. See, he kind of on my side there. That Braves line just looks sus. Justin McCalvy's up in here. So sports money is money. Let's go, Justin. Nicholas Handy's here. Gerald Jones, New York, New York. Let's go, Knicks. There's my guy, Stop Geo Engineering. DJ Hardy's back. He's ready to attack. He says, hit the like, scumbags. Keith's up in here as well. Looking forward to hearing the angles and the plays. See, there's a live show tonight, too. He says, let's go. Timmy Tushu. That's the result of a lot of smoking cannabis and nicotine. Timmy Tushu says, bobblehead night edge. The Futon Bets likes the Pacers first half. And there's sub. It's my guy Subhuman Gaucho will be popping live here this Saturday for the UFC. The UFC's back. I'm ready to attack. I already saw some Subhuman Gaucho action. Got to update the playbook. I got to update the playbook here. Like Eduardo Nunez, money line, minus 220. Takes place very early tomorrow. So a little overnight action for Subhuman Gaucho. Timmy says the bush the freaking ticks. I don't think I got tick bites, but you know when you do. I got these little fucking flies that were literally microscopic. Yay big. Yay. Yeah, small. Small, but they bite like they had a fucking crocodile teeth on them, man. Nuts. Trevor Davis says, I think the Phillies game going to go under. Stop Geoengineering. Giving us some action here. He likes Brunson, 10 plus assist. Wow. That's a pretty good number. Plus 425. When we were driving back, I was doing a little research between DraftKings and Fanatics and FanDuel. I got some interesting results. I got to start using Fanatics more was my results. Timmy Tushu says, J-Man, I was reacting to Mike's intro about the edges. Stop Geo. Hopefully you had a solid time at the Darkness Retreat. It was fun. It was fun. Ran a lot of electrical cable. That was the premise. I'd say we dropped over 1,000 linear feet at least. You got your hands. You get the hands. I'll tell you what. When I say we bet on everything, we bet on everything. Let me see if I can find the picture here real quick. Don't tell PETA. Don't tell PETA. Look at guys. They're wrestling over a cigarette. Oh, man, it was a lot of fun. Let me tell you, don't put your finger in the chomper side of things here. Did we get him? No. Oh, there we go. Guess which side won, the left or the right? The guy with the bands on is the left. It's probably your right. And the guy in there is the other guy. Just leave it out there. Let you guys guess. They like the races, it turns out. Turns out if you well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about that at all. Nicholas Handy likes Bybee. Says he's dealing. Up in 3Ks. Shohei Mookie Teoscar spots out there as well. Justin McCovey. Bet his Braves win 2 out of 3. If I want a sportsbook hoodie, if you win, I'll send you a price of a hoodie. You're saying you want to side bet this series? Have they started yet? Have they started yet? Yeah, I'm good for that. You want to do a little side bet? Justin, I'm in for that. That sounds good. We'll lock that down. 2 out of 3. It's only a 3-game series, right? Probably should look at that before I ask, but it sounds good to me. Yeah, man. 3-game series. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, there's a live action spot with Justin and I. Redbeard says, sub, we don't give out 220 series. Just kidding. Miles Turner, 15 plus points, all home games in the offs. Justin says, yep. I'm in, Justin. Let's go. Let's make that official. All right. Speaking of official, there's the first official play for the card here tonight, you guys. Toronto's team total under 3.5. White Sox team total under 3.5. Harper over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Max Mayer over 4.5 strikeouts, and Palante over 3. Oh, I should have said over, but it's over 3.5 strikeouts as well. Let me fix that again. We'll make that official for everybody to see. Yeah, we're getting towards the baseball time frame where it's only baseball with some soccer, some other stuff. So we got to get into this thing. We got to get starting to bet these spots out there. Of course, we've been running with the WNBA, so we've got some WNBA action tonight as well, but let's get to it. Let's roll. We got to get together with our guy in 30 minutes. Sharpie's ready to live bet. I'm ready for a drink. I got out there. I did all my back from vacation chores. So I'm ready. It's San Francisco Giants. It's the Detroit Tigers popping off on this big battle of mediocrity. And that's exactly what we have with both these pitchers. Well, I shouldn't say pitchers. I should say batting staffs is probably the better way to define it. And yeah, look, what do we have on the one side? We've got Logan Webb. Logan Bounce Back Webb, they call him. He's coming off a roughed up start his last go round out there. Only went 4 innings, got whacked for 10 hits. 6 runs, 3 of them earned, including the golden bomb. The home run out there from Logan Webb. Jack Flaherty on the other side of things rolls out there for the Detroit Tigers. Jack Flaherty's been a beacon example of consistency. Now, his ERA at home is a 3.71. Got to work on that a little bit, Jack. But he did have a great outing his last go-around. 6.2 pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, only 1 golden bomb out there, and he picked up 8 Ks. Impressive numbers, to say the least. I started looking at this game here. I guess I probably should talk about the splits first, huh? Let me not get too excited. Let's not get overzealous here. Let's get dialed in and focus on these spots out there that have gotten us this cash time and again. And the reality is we have oscillating numbers. They are not really moving. 53% of the bets, 60% of the cash have come in and smacked away on the San Francisco Giants. So there is a little bit of a differential, like that bigger betting. We talked about this time and again. If you're new here, you guys, when we look at these splits, we try to analyze them in a couple of factors. First and foremost, we need the very first number that hits the street. The very first one. We can't be diverging into the book that opened 3 hours later, that handicap, the handicap of the handicap. No. First number. Then we look at the percentage of bets. We typically look at that as, well, it's all the tickets being written. It's small bets, large bets, props, parlays, you name it. It's all factored into the soup. And we tend to look at that as the public, like how much of those bets are being written as public. Then we look at the percentage of cash. Now you could say, yeah, that's percentage of cash is public too, but reality is we do look for those differential spikes. If there's a bigger bettor coming in that's good enough to put a couple percentage points on one side versus the other, we're going to assume that that's going to be sharper betting, not necessarily to be mistaken with like Super Bowl Sunday in Vegas. Big money doesn't necessarily mean sharp bettors. In fact, during big times of the year, it almost means the opposite. It crawls the dummies out of the woodwork. But throughout the year, for the most time, we assume that is the standard. What we found here is that there's a slight edge, but the books are getting some pretty decent value in terms of how they are going about this thing. And when you have one team that has such a significant bullpen advantage in the Tigers, you have to start asking yourself, WTF. Now we look at the total. We see a 7. It has moved to 7.5. 82% of the bets, 81% of the cash are on the over. And I think, personally, if you ask me, this Detroit Tigers team, I don't know, 1 or 2 bullpen pieces away from being a really solid team out there. Now, they did win yesterday. They picked up the first win of the series 3-1. So we kind of have a double bounce back situation in the San Francisco Giants trying to bounce back off that loss. Also, we see the fact that Logan Webb had a rather difficult start. Only going 4 for a guy that's used to going 6 means he's got to be dialed into this thing. Now, on top of that, the Tigers did pick up the last win of the series against Cleveland, but got blanked the 3 before that. 7-0, 3-1, 7-5, before finally winning 5-0. San Francisco, as I talked about the race to mediocrity here, these guys are win one, lose one, all the way back to the Kansas City series. For what it's worth, they are on the win one side of the equation. 4 straight games have gone under the total. 4 of the last 5 have gone under the total for the Tigers. I do expect with Flaherty playing well and kind of having his career form, on top of the fact that we're looking to see a little bounce back action, I went to get a little game parlay in here. I wanted to get out there and try to get a good score right off the gate there. I think Detroit wins this game. I'm sorry, I think well, then why'd you bet a parlay, dumbass? I think San Francisco wins this game. The zigzag effect here. They do have 2 aces, and I do think man for man, the bats are just better on the San Francisco side of the house. Plus, I think we do have this situation where we have 2 pitchers kind of passing by each other. Logan Webb should have the good game. After seeing almost 7 innings of work from Flaherty that last time out there, I expect him to regress a little bit. And I like this play. I like the under. I got the under up from 7.5 to 8, though. I was either going to take the full game under 7.5, or I decided to parlay with the Giants and the under. Because I like both sides. I like both spots in this game quite a bit, rather a lot. So that's play number 1. Yeah, heavily dehydrated here as well. But that is play number 1. Well, I guess it's technically play number 2. And we're going to pop off with 2 parlays. Justin is going with the Tiger spot, though, plus 102. Okay, Justin. I mean, we're head-to-head again. Not just with Atlanta, but here on this game tonight. We'll see. We'll be able to watch it live together, you guys. Nicholas Henny says, I feel like this is the Tigers' worst starter. San Francisco's best shot at a win. I agree. You know, it's funny, though. I don't know if it's his worst starter. Their worst starter. The name Flaherty from his St. Louis days, yeah, you could see why they had to send him out of town. But, he's been playing better on the road. He hasn't been playing his best at Comerica. So we'll see if he can bounce back tonight. Time will tell. That'll be play number 1. We'll roll on here. Keep her moving. Yeah, I'm all out of sorts. Late nights, early starts, long days, all those things that factor into one. With no beaches, no bikinis, and no beaches. I already said beaches, but you know what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down, I hope. White Sox and the New York Mets are going to pop off. This Mets line is stupid. Minus 255, now minus 275. And I think some sharper bettors agree. The line has 95% of the bets, so the public loves the Mets. But the money's sitting there at 88%. So there's a little bit of that differential swing towards the White Sox. 8.5s have moved to 8s, though. So the number is coming down. 74% of the bets, 71% of the cash on the over. And we do have some reverse line movement there, probably because it's Cannon and McGill. We look at Miguel's got that 3.56 ERA. So he's starting to feel his groove a little bit out there. Cannon does not have a cannon. He's got a 3.76 ERA. And I thought about this one from a White Sox perspective, but I couldn't decide if it was just my hatred for the Mets. They have won 4 of their last 5 games. They did win that last game yesterday, 2-1 in that series. I kind of thought this, and maybe I'm out in left field, no pun intended here, but they just played the Dodgers. It's an NL battle. They gave it everything they had. They lost the first game 7-5. They started using some bullpen pieces into the second game. They won that second game. They went after it. They won 5-2. They won 3-1. They needed that Dodger series because they were kind of falling by the wayside out of that last 15-game stretch. They were literally worse than the Colorado Rockies, I believe, in the numbers. So now they've got, this battle going on here, game number 2 of this series. The White Sox, though, I don't know. When they lose bad. There's a couple 1-runners in there. The thing about this thing is, they've been a hell of an ATS team right now. A run line special here, 5 straight. All plus 1.5s. They beat up on the Texas Rangers 10-5. You're not making much money betting the run line with these guys. But what I kind of looked at when I started looking back at the last 15 games for both these teams, team total unders haven't been a terrible fix. They've been profitable. And then you look at the sides or the totals and you see it's gone from 8.5 to 8 with that reverse line movement inside of it or on top of it, however you want to look at it. Wherever it happens to be, it's reverse and then some. And check this out. In the last, let me start this over. 6-20 are the unders. 20-6 to the under for the White Sox. Road team, 5 runs against. So meaning they let up 5 or more runs in their last game over the last 3 years. 20-6 to the under. Now, part of that could be that they just say, fuck it. We're getting busted up, so let's not waste any bullpen pieces. And then they come back strong that next game because they just don't use really any strategy or creativity to try to go back out there and fire. But they're 9-0 to the under, the White Sox. Road games, totals less than an 8.5 after leaving 7 or more runners on base. And it's the margin of 2.2 runs that jumps out there. They're not finishing off scoring like the White Sox team total under. Ergo, that's why it's in the parlay. The Mets also find themselves in an under spot. How about this? This one's, we've cashed on this a couple of times a few games ago. 10-0 to the under versus a righty after a 1-run win. 3-run margin of victory in that spot as well. Gives us an under 8.5 at a really reasonable price tag. And if you can't catch the 8.5, the 8.5s, certainly I would shop around. I'm okay with the 8 still. In fact, I did get the 8. 8 at minus 105 is a low vig spot for me over at Fanatics. And it coincides with the fact I told you I wanted to put Fanatics in play a little bit more. So I take a shot with that. I do like the under in this White Sox game. Shout out to Gary's in the house. Says, hey, Mike, let's go. Justin McCalvey has the White Sox first 5 plus a half at plus money in his pocket. I could see that. Timmy Tucci says Miguel strikeouts. You can count on White Sox to miss. Redbeard says Mets win, Sox might cover. I wanted to read that win as white because I've been out of pocket for a minute. Gary Davis says Tigers 3-1. Book it. Well, I hope not. I hope it's 3-1 San Francisco. But okay, Jerry. Timmy Tucci says Webb, McGill, Burns strikeout parlay today. Okay. I don't terribly hate that at all. That looks pretty solid. Irish King likes Detroit first 5 minus a half. Says that's money. Gerald Jones on under 2.5. First 3 Mets White Sox game. Okay. Kelly V likes Arizona minus 1. Over 8. Tampa Bay. Hot, steamy weather, she says. There's the weather report. Irish King, the Dodgers won on no outs. Did give that Dodgers play out earlier to our silver and gold members. Way to say thank you. It was starting before we were really going to get into it with the show, so I wanted to pop that out there for everybody to try to play. So let's see if we can cash on that. Let's see if we can't get it going. This should come back over here. Everything's just a little out of sort, Just got to get back into the groove. That's all. That's all. It's the groove. It's the vibe. Let's go. Let's keep her vibing with this next game. By the way, love that twin spot. Somebody put the Twins out there. I really like the Twins. I like them in the first 5, especially. I just hate to have to count on their damn bats. And if you look at some of the batting consistency, Tampa Bay's on that uptick. The other team I really like quite a bit. Let's take a look here. Maybe I'll add this one. Yeah, I'm gonna add this one. We're gonna go to the Kansas City Royals, Cincinnati Reds spot, and we've got this Reds team opened up as a Slate Road dog, now a Slate Road favorite at -112. It's now plus 106. 65% of the bets, 62% of the cash have moved this thing past zero, flipped them from favorite to dog. 8.5s have moved to 8s. They are suggesting a potentially lower scoring game. Maybe these pitchers shove. 77% of the bets, 78% of the cash on the over. It's Lynch and Singer. I think it's Singer in a revenge spot with the team that he used to play for, 4.88 ERA. And Lynch has been fucking phenomenal. 1.57 ERA on top of that. Over there at Kauffman Stadium, 11% chance of rain. I think it graded higher earlier today, and that's why I kind of skipped around it. But I can't not take advantage of this Kansas City team. First of all, both these teams have the propensity to go under. Less than 5 runs in 13 of their last 15 games for the combo here. Bullpen, Lynch is the opener. Bullpen's been playing pretty phenomenal on this Kansas City side as well. So they go from a 1.57 with Lynch. The bullpen's got literally like a 1.08 whip in its last 30 days and a 2.27 ERA. So when they do eventually hand the ball off, okay. Singer pissed off. The revenge factor out there with the team that just got rid of him. And 7 of the last 8 interleague games for the Reds have gone under the total as well. 17-7 to the under in their last 24 interleague meetings for the Royals when they're not seeing each other a lot. They're not scoring a lot either. I just have to go back to where I think these bats are underrated right now. And as I had some time in the car yesterday, this was another thing that I looked at was where do I think some of these bats will start to turn it around? And I don't think Kansas City can keep it as cold as ice as they've been right now. Last game, 7-4 win for the Cincinnati Reds. Okay, that was how they're going to open up the series, and they're going to go smack. But I do like a little zigzag bounce back opportunity. And the thing that got me going with Kansas City here, 16-7. Home team, total between 7 and 8. That's it. Like you don't have to get fit. If you do enough parameters when you start searching queries and trends and things like that, if you go like 4, 5, 6 deep, yeah, you can come up with a perfect spot. But how realistic is that? I try not to go past like 3. Every so often, if it supports the way I think the game flow goes, I'll pop a 4th in there. But that's really, really getting deep here. This is just a pretty straightforward. They're home. Totals between 7.5 and 8.5. And they've shown this season 16-7 is over a 2-1 edge for Kansas City with the line moving in our direction and a pitcher that's got something to prove. I like it. Give me KC. Singer being the guy that has to go out there and prove it, but he's struggling with that 4.86 ERA. We'll see what they can do out there. I'm going to add Kansas City. Give it to me. Kansas City, KC. Not mad at the under for anybody either. I think that's a fair look when it comes to some MLB action, but we got to pick her up. We got about 10, 15 more minutes till I got to go scratch my cheek and make a cocktail. I want to just fucking right now. I'm trying not to, guys. Trying not to. Son of a bitch. That's bold, man. I'd rather be slapped in the face than fucking bit in the face. It's bold. Okay, that's it. No more. Oh, I skipped this Texas-Toronto game, didn't I? I skipped Texas and Toronto. Let me not do that. Let's go back to that. Let's jump back into this one. Texas and Toronto popping off here. Bowden Francis. Francis is in play here today. And then Toronto Blue Jays. We've got the Texas Rangers. Their bats are literally some of the worst in Major League Baseball. Dodgers score. Dodgers go up 2-0. Where were you guys with that update? Did you have that in there and I missed it? Did you have it in there and I missed it? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Get us moving in the right direction. Eovaldi will pick up the seamed hardball for the Texas Rangers, but he's been firing right now. 1.60 ERA for this guy on the season. Francis has that 5.54 ERA. Toronto, if you could pick the spot they're going to win, you're doing a lot better than I am. Although this one kind of suggests they may be in store. We'll see what the book says knocking on the door here. It went from minus 162 to minus 140. 73% of the bets, 75% of the cash took on these Texas Rangers. They saw Francis and they said, no, thank you. Guy's got a 2-6 record. We don't necessarily care about that record other than the story it tells us. And a high ERA says it gets away from him early and they can't pick it back up and the team can't recover. I get the Texas Rangers side of things. Weird start that last time for Bowden Francis. He only went 4 innings. He only gave up 3 hits. He only gave up 2 earned runs. And one of them was a homer. So it was weird. I don't know if he got injured or it was just a fluke situation that was out there. They won that thing in extra innings, by the way. 7-6, 11 innings deep against the San Diego Fathers. But we have reverse movement. It's 162 down to minus 140 on the Rangers. And it correlates. If you look at the Tampa Bay or Toronto side of things, 136 now plus 130. No movement on the total. 71% of the bets, 74% of the cash on the over. No movement. And I mentioned Eovaldi. And, this dude's just having, he's doing what he does. He's having a season. Is it hard to believe he's having a season? Not really. The problem is, again, these bats, they can't fire. You look at some of the recent performances with these guys, it's ugly and it's inconsistent. And you look at the lineup, the core of pitching that they have down there, it's fucked up. They've got Male, Leiter, DeGrom, Corbin, and Eovaldi. Corbin's having a damn great season in Corbin standards, right? He's on his, 3rd team, 4th team, and he's still finding a way to bang it out there. So, last game pitched for Eovaldi. He goes 6 innings. He gave up 5 hits. He pitches to contact, but he only gave up 1 home run, 1 earned run. So we've got a guy that gave up 2 earned runs and a guy that gave up 1 earned run. We've got no movement on the total. I don't want to get involved on the Toronto Blue Jays side of things, but let's see what we have. Toronto as a road team coming off of scoring 2 runs in their last game. Well, they fall to just 5-15 in favor of the under. 15-5 to the under as they stay cold on the road. That 2-run performance was kind of a crucial thing. Just kind of goes back to support what I was saying. Their bats aren't finding a way. Texas bats aren't finding a way. Is there any other way than to see that, between these pitchers who, for whatever reason, we see Francis only went 4 innings, but still an opportunity for us to get involved and invested on this 8. Lots of unders for me on this card today. But just 2 more, I think. Just 2 more spots. And this one is going to fire away for us here. Cubs, we'll keep it short. We'll keep it sweet. Cubs, they're playing in Wrigley. And we got a 7.5. That means the wind is blowing in, folks. It's blowing in at a pretty healthy clip, by the way. That was the part that kind of got to me. I think I read off to you. I think I fucked up on something somewhere along the way. I read off the Rockies and Cubs totals on the unders, I think. Didn't I? No, maybe it was the Mets game. No, I didn't. Excuse me. I told you I got to get realigned. Colorado 7-0 to the under on the road after a road game with 1 or more errors. Meaning they played like shit. Neither side really had runners to take advantage of the positions out there, and they stayed lower scoring games the following games. 7-0 to the under. The Cubs, favored of less than 200, stayed under the previous game after a win versus a lefty. Now, we talked about lefties last week. Of course, we know that they are running shop across Major League Baseball. 8-0 if they're in the favorite role and they're going way under by 5.2 runs. I'm sorry, average of 5.2 runs a game. Just about 3 runs per game going to the under. So you got a 2 on one side, you got a 3 on the other side. Is there any other way than to play, with the one exception? The bats against a guy like Marquez can get going. This guy manages almost an 8 ERA. What is impressive is he's been able to manage a Major League Baseball career in Germán Marquez, sporting a shit number like that. And you look on the road, it gets even worse. Should it be a Cub spot? Probably. Do I want to take a Cub? I mean, look, they're a bad team, but are they going to be bad forever? You look at what Marquez did. His last game at home against the Phillies, he kept him to 2 runs. I believe that was the last game of the series, and they had scored like something like 50 runs or 60 runs in the 3 games before that. So impressive to see him be able to find a way to knock him in the face prior to back-to-back wins. That always scares me with low totals, because at any given time, any given player can go out there and find a way to, pop in a couple of runs. And if you're in a lower scoring game, the other team just wasn't able to have enough innings to match it up. So to me, it's good enough. I see it's an opportunity for us to take advantage of lack of scoring. Kind of like that Texas Ranger spot. Kelly V says only 8 miles an hour wind. Must have changed a little bit. I'm okay with that. Texas style says tick, tick. I hope that's not a tick. Oh, look, it's getting red now that I itched it. See it? Irish King says, let's go St. Louis. I like St. Louis. 1-0 already. All right. Giants. Flaherty, I should say, doing Flaherty things. Bases juiced. We got to get moving. We got to get going. We got a live show to do here, and there's a lot of runs incoming here. Let's go to this game here. Keep it short and sweet for you guys. I think this is a bad spot for the San Diego Fathers. 2 reasons. 1, they used a shitload of bullpen. 2, the Miami Marlins have not used a shitload of bullpen. 3, Miami Marlins bats can get going. And 4, the San Diego Padres bats are not going. Collectively, I was going to just take the first 5. Why? Because I don't necessarily want to invest in the Miami Marlins bullpen. To me, I don't know. Shit teams are bad for a reason. It's typically not because of their top 4 batters, right? They'll spend money in the key components of the lineup. And bullpen's kind of like a, team approach. And so it's kind of like load share. I don't know. I just, it's tough because I've also taken some dogs early and they've come back and won late. So bottom line for me is it's a Miami spot. They're 8-2 road team coming off of 3 straight unders. What happens? It goes back to the saying. Lower scoring spot. They can bop in a run at any given period of time. And look at what they've done. Not for nothing. Them Angels that I was all about that 10-4 run starting to get in jeopardy. I think they're 8-3 over the 11. So they need to go 2-1. It's going to be tight. But nonetheless, they did pick up back-to-back wins and 6-2, 1, 3-0, 1. They just came off a shutout. They lost to the Padres 4-3. Tight scoring game. I gave out Manny Machado as an RBI. I mean, the guy's the beast. Ties it up in the 8th inning the last game, and they are able to come back and deflate that Miami Marlins team because of the bullpen, the load share. What are you going to do? Manny Machado wants to go out there and go yard. Manny Machado's going to go out there. He's going to go yard. So for me, this is just an opportunity where I think of the games in this series. They've got a really good opportunity. Obviously, I told you I like Muncy not Muncy. Max. I like Max enough to put him in there for the RBI or for the K prop. I got to get a Red Bull in me. 3-4 with a 4.15 ERA for Max. 2-1 for Kolek with a 2.84 ERA. I think the natural tendency of Joe Public in this one is to run to the window and say the Marlins stink and I'm going to take the Padres to smack these guys. But if you do any research at all, you're going to see that these Padres bats aren't necessarily shocking the world. And you have big time reverse line movement here. It was minus 172s. Minus 172s to get involved on the San Diego Padres side of things. So 86% of the bets and 88% of the cash hit him. Smacked him for almost 13,500 tickets. And guess what the books did? They said, oh, if you like it at 172, you got to love it at 160. So they're not buying the hype on this Padres side of things. The total's showing itself to come down a little, which suggests another lower scoring game. It was an 8. It's moved to 7.5. And you have 96% of the bets and 96% of the cash on the over. So I'm not buying that over. I buy this lower scoring game. I do think Miami can hang on. I'm not going to take the first 5 plus a half, though, because I'm getting rid of my VIG. What I do like is guys like Jackson Merrill haven't been as consistent as they can be. Even guys, even some of their star pitchers haven't been able to perform the way we expect them to. They're running out of boys. Yu Darvish, Michael King out of the lineup. Matt Waldron, hamstring issue. Joey Musgrove out for the season with the elbow. Like there's it's not all sunshines and butterflies out there in San Diego. And yeah, they have won 3 of their last 4, but in all fairness, 2 of those were at Atlanta, and I think Philly's going to take care of Atlanta. They were struggling against that Toronto series, and they got Miami. Miami to look to bounce back. If they're going to win a game in the series, it's this game. I just couldn't decide, is it the first 5 or the full game? So I took them both. And I just hope I get one of them because they're both plus money. So if one comes through, we're going to generate a couple of dollars in that series, and that's good enough for me. How about that? How about that? Jerry Davis says, Flaherty wiggle out. What Flaherty does. Flaherty's the wiggler, man. The wiggler. Okay. Braves got to run around. We got to get moving. We got to get moving, you guys. 7 minutes. Our guy Sharpie's going to go. He's not going to wait for nobody. But he's going to get out there and give us some cash. So let's go. Let's keep her moving. Let's go. We got a couple more spots to hit on. We'll keep it quick. We'll keep it brisk. We'll keep it Dallas Stars in this game. Sharp Respected betting action has come in on the Dallas Stars. And can't say I disagree. From a goaltending perspective, Dallas got the depth and Edmonton does not. Now, that doesn't mean that we haven't seen the sleeping giant awake back in that Vegas or that LA Kings series. But they're going back to Skinner. And he played great. We said it before. Shutout or scumbag. That's Stuart Skinner. Shutout or scumbag. 33 of 34 saves his last game. 6-1 Oilers win. Takes over for Picard. He's been firing. He's got himself a 1.64 ERA. But again, 3 shutouts. The other games were miserable. So you got a little bit of inconsistency there. Obviously, on the Edmonton side of the coin, anything can happen at any given day with this team. They are firing at home. I believe they're 5-1 on their home ice. But there was another team that was 5-1 on their home ice. That was the Carolina Hurricanes. We saw how well that worked out for them, so I'm going to dismiss that a little bit. Now, the offense is firing. Connor McDavid's got 22 points to lead the NHL in points in the postseason. Leon Draisaitl's got 21. That is a hell of a combination. 26% almost on the power play. Don't go down a man. I did look at the referee reports. The lead ref was like a 5-0 for Dallas. But the assistant ref, the alternate ref, he was 5-0 to Edmonton. So there really wasn't enough of an advantage. There really wasn't a power play advantage either. This just kind of feels like a gritty, grind them out type of game. Probably going to see Oilers pick up the win, but they're outscoring opponents 29-16 for what that's worth as well. I just think, you got Dallas as a defensive team. They have, I believe, the better goaltender. He's just kind of fallen on his face the last 2 games. He allowed 9 goals on 59 shots for an 80% save percentage. He's got to stand up. He's got to fire. I was yay close to Dallas team total over 2.5 and said, I don't care who scores this game, but I could see this game being like 2-1 in the first period. And then the rest of the game just kind of shuts down. Everyone's like, all right, we'll see what happens. No one's trying to do anything stupid. Not trying to overcommit. Edmonton on their home ice allowed 1 goal or less in the previous game with a day off are 26-3. non-divisional games and allowing 1 goal or less, they're 16-1. Huge edge to them, boys. The over found itself in fire-up range. They've been firing up 10-4 to the over. But it's been leaning heavy over lately. It's a 20-16 edge to the over 36 games. So more overs lately than unders. Scared me off that Dallas team total. I just thought Dallas with a plus 130 in a spot where, look, they need it. They can't afford to fuck around and find out this series. Can they go out there and do it? I mean, Mikko Rantanen. Is this guy a bozo? Is he a fraud? He had, 4 points in 3 games? He's tied for second in playoff points with them, boys. Problem is they're not getting enough step up from guys like Miro Heiskanen and really anybody else on that Dallas Stars team. So they're going to have to show it to me tonight. We know Game 7. We know the situation with their head coach in Dallas. If they can't win tonight, they're not getting to Game 7. So I took Dallas. I agree with the sharp, respected bettors getting involved in that game out there. Give me the Dallas Stars. While we're talking about it, give me the first home team to try to win the game in the series, the Indiana Pacers. Looking at the cash flow splits, we'll move fast here. Move fast. I got a couple games to fire out for you guys. Then we're going to get going. We got about 3 minutes. We got to get it in. 3 minutes. This line moved from -2.5 to -3. Everybody's talking about Nemhard. Is he going to play? Isn't he going to play? We're not sure if he's in the lineup or not. Okay, fine. Totals dropped from 222.5 down to 219.5, and it continues to drop. It was sitting at 220 all afternoon. 94% of the bets, 93% of the cash came in on the over, and it's still dropping. Still dropping. Which is fucked up because if you listen to the beat reports, if you listen to the players after the game, what did the Knicks players say after that last game? Now, maybe they're just being cocky, arrogant fucksticks. Could be. But they're saying they didn't like their pace. We weren't happy with the pace that we were running. We wanted to give more pace. You want to give the Pacers more pace. That doesn't fit into your game plan. Pacers want to run fast. They want to score. They just want to have more possessions than you. They want to watch you miss a few shots, especially in their home gym, and go find a way to pop it home. But even with all that Nemhard stuff, they still opened this lineup at the same spot it was prior. So Pacers win the first 2 games at Madison Square Garden. It was inevitable. The Knicks were going to strike them for one of those games out there. But I think after sitting around for a day and a half with that off, letting it loom over it's over their house. It's a dark storm cloud that's looming over their house trying to go out there. And the fact that the line hasn't changed, if anything, now it's gone from 2.5s to 3s, tells you the story. Was able to lock in. I do think the bounce back, the zigzag theory, whatever you want to call it. The thing about this one isn't just the bounce back, but it has a lot to do with how the Pacers run pace. Again, no pun intended out there, but 2 things. One, they're 10-1 to the over 11 games when the total's less than 234 and they're coming up a straight up loss. Right? They like to fire back. And should it be a surprise? They dictate pace. They go on changed venues. They lose that game before recovering. And if you want a fact, the Pacers in game 1s in the postseason are 3-0. In game 2s, they're 3-0. In game 3s, they're 0-3. In game 4s, they're 2-0. And in game 5s, they're 2-0. Probably the nail in the coffin. The Knicks, they find themselves in a good spot to fire back up. 11-0 against the spread with rest. No more than an 18 assist the previous game, but I'm going to take the Pacers. I got them on the money line at -135. I'll pay up a little big on that to play the game. You can only get a -1 or 2, or even if it's a 3. I don't know. The 3 fucked me last night. I was on the OKC side of things, so I thought I opted for give me a little buy-up. Give me a little buy-up action. Justin McKelvey likes Halliburton. Double-double. Okay. He says 1-0 Tigers. Jerry Davis already bet the Oilers puck line and over 6 money line. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's tough, man. It's tough. These are tough series, tough games, tough teams. Western Conference Finals means they're the best 2 teams in the West, so it could be anybody's spot. That is for sure. Timmy Two Shoes talking about Wyatt Johnson getting skunked. Yeah, he hasn't done shit. Shout to Wine Time Sports. What's up, Wine Time, my guy? Let's go. All right, let me toss a couple WME plays at you guys, and we will get ready for this live stream that is popping off. Probably right this very second. And why the WNBA? I think were we 4-0 or 5-0 in our last 5 WNBA spots? So why the hell not? Let's keep her moving. Let's take this first game. We're going to go with the Suns +4. Sun plus 4.5 for me. I told you before, I can't get a lot of cash flow splits. We'll see as the season evolves. If we continue to have a great run at it, then yeah, we'll find a way to pay up for it. Dallas continues to struggle. Dallas is a small favorite and a total less than 178, 0-21 against the spread. Begs the question, why are the Sun a small dog? Why are they not a larger dog? They're they stink. They're struggling, but both teams are struggling here. So we take the home team, we take the points, we ride that 0-21 trend, and we see if we can get paid on it. Last but not least, we're going to go to the sky under 159.5. We've seen this trend has cashed for us time and again. It's back and it's active again. This was 159 and 178 to the under spot out there. Big under. And the thing about it is the average number they're pegging, 158.8. So we're catching almost a full point over it. It's going under by a full point out there. This number's just too high. It's too wide. Chicago Sky stink. They literally 0-3. You got the Mercury rolling into town at 3-1. Look, Angel Reese ain't going to do it. She does have another double-double. Give her that. But, yeah, you need more than her to be able to go figure it out. There's still a couple of pieces away. And if you look at what's been happening in previous games, the Mystics, 68-62 was the Mercury game in that one. They found a way. They're a defensive-oriented team. They lost to the Storm. 77-70. They let it get away from them. 159, 178 to the under. We take the under 159.5. Chicago Sky. That's the way we're going to wrap up the show, you guys. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us, checking us out, seeing what we're doing here. Let's get this money tonight. And let's go check that live stream out, you guys. I'm going to drop the link here in the chat for you guys, so you know where to go as soon as we hit end on this show. Like I said, I'm going to grab a refill. I'm going to grab a drink here. I'm going to get myself ready to go, and I will be right there. There is the link. Check it out. Be there. Be square. We're going to make some money here tonight. And I'll see you guys real soon. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Leave a comment post-show. Get in the conditioning of hitting and leaving a comment. That contest is going to start next week, and that's what it's going to be all about. Can't wait to tell it to you guys there. Make sure you do check us out. I'll be right over there. I'll be right there in like 3 minutes. I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.